welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Brant.
I'm Lisa.
And this is Brant versus Lisa, rated and ranked. Rating and ranking books from January 30th. This is a series where we each pick a book that we want to read, we want the other one to read, and we pick one together, giving us 5 books that we talk about in our most anticipated, and we rate them and rank them in this video on Saturdays.
I'm glad you always remember the date, because I have no idea.
I had to think about it, actually. I was like, yeah, it's February now. So the books we're talking about this time are Miss Marvel number 37, Wonder Woman number 63, Betty and Veronica number 2, West Coast Avengers number 7, and Age of X-Men Alpha number 1. So,
is there more than one of that?
No.
Oh, okay.
They listed as number 1, so I just said number 1.
Okay.
No, it's the Alpha issue, so that's it. Alright, so this is going to be interesting. I know I went first last time, so you're going to go first this time with your number 5.
My number 5 was one that I picked to read. Is Betty and Veronica, issue 2.
Guess what? It's my number 5 as well. And by the way, I looked it up, same artist.
Yeah, I looked it up too. I don't know why we thought it was different. Maybe because we've been reading Betty and Veronica and then Archie back and forth. I think I was remembering Archie art.
Yeah, probably.
And I was like, this is not right.
But yeah, go ahead.
Well, it just was a little boring.
Yeah. And
a little bit too much of the boy trouble.
Yeah.
Keeping them from being able to talk to each other. I don't know.
After in the very first issue, they say, we're never going to let a boy come between us again. And that's what this entire issue was about.
Happens.
Yeah. And it was a little cliche with the matching Halloween costumes and all that garbage. And the art brought it way down for me. Yeah. I hated it. The art.
I didn't hate the art. It just, because I was thinking of another artist, I was like, it wasn't clicking in my brain. Like, it shouldn't be this way. I don't know.
Moose, for me, Moose looked like Mr. Bill. That's how bad the art was to me.
I don't know who Mr. Bill is.
Oh, no! You know, little claymation with just like a circle and a big eye. That's what Moose looked like to me. I swear. No. Moose was Mr. Bill.
I thought Moose was kind of cute.
I did not like it. I'm not a fan of this art. I mean, I just, no.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then Midge getting all upset because she's tutoring him. And I just didn't like it.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. What did you rate it?
A 2.
Okay. That's what I gave it as well, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. So interesting. We're on the same page so far. We're not going to be with this next one because we talked about this already. My number 4 is Age of X-Men Alpha, which I gave 2.5. I did not like. Now, this is coming from 2 different perspectives. I know you like X-Men, but you don't have that rich history like I do. Yeah. I've read X-Men since I've been reading comics, a long time. And this just, I don't know, there was so many things wrong with this for me. I didn't care for the art style. I thought it was really basic and simple.
I liked the art.
The story was more slice of life, which when you're talking X-Men, that just doesn't fit for me. The little captions talking about follow this book to see what happens to this character all throughout the book completely took me out of it. There's a review on my channel if you want to go watch it. I think I was actually a little generous on there. I was trying to point out the positives and everything, but I really didn't enjoy the book. And for a book that's supposed to be a primer and get you excited for a whole slew of new titles coming out starting next week, it didn't do that for me. It made me dread almost all of them. And that's just not good. So, I don't know. What did you think about it?
Should I go ahead and say?
No, you can wait until your turn. Okay, what was your number 4?
Okay.
We'll go on to that.
Miss Marvel.
Okay, number 37.
Just because it was pretty simple.
Okay.
It's obviously one and done kind of situation, and I haven't been reading it for a while, so it just,
Okay.
That's all.
What'd you rate it?
I gave it a 3.
Gave it a 3. Okay.
I just didn't enjoy it as much as the other books we read.
That's fair.
I don't know if I should ask. I forgot to ask you earlier. It may be a spoiler.
Okay. Spoiler warning.
Okay, at the end, the baby's eyes glowing. Does that mean he's an Inhuman too?
I didn't even notice that.
You didn't notice?
I did not notice that.
His eyes were going purple at the very last panel.
I did not notice that. That could be very, very possible.
Okay.
Because she is. So it's in her genes.
Okay.
So, and that's her niece or nephew, right?
Right,
or if it's a
nephew.
boy or girl.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So interesting. Yeah, I didn't even pick up on that. It's been out for a few days. It's fine.
I think that if I'd known the characters better, maybe I would have liked it a little more. They just kept handing the baby off to other characters that I wasn't quite sure who they were. It was like,
yeah,
you know.
No, I understand it. I was familiar with some of the characters, so it made a little bit more sense to me.
Yeah.
My number 3, get into that, is Wonder Woman number 63.
Me too.
Wow. Okay. Did I ask you what you rated Miss Marvel? Did you say?
Oh yeah, a 3.
Okay, 3. Yeah. Wonder Woman number 63. I gave 3 stars.
I gave it 3 too.
Oh, okay. All right. The art was a big step up for me from last arc.
Art was amazing.
Yeah, Emmanuel Lupacchino is just one of the best artists in the business for me personally. I love her art.
And the coloring was really great too.
Yeah, the story was kind of average for me. It was a fun, cute little one and done kind of story where these 3 anthropomorphic characters from Themyscira are trying to acclimate to the United States and all that stuff and going through that, and there were some funny moments and stuff, but other than that,
she was barely in it.
Yeah, she was barely. She showed up at the towards the beginning and then towards the end, and that was pretty much it. Yeah.
The reason it's so high for me is the art.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, the art was really solid. So, but that gives me hope going forward if Emmanuel Lupacchino's continuing on the book.
I hope so.
I do too, and so hopefully it goes into a stronger arc from here, but we'll see.
It was just a little weak.
Yeah. So what was your number 2?
My number 2 was Age of X-Men.
Okay.
So, I, like you said, I don't have the history. I know the main characters. Mm-hmm. So I knew Jean.
Yeah.
And then the way it opened up, it was like this ideal
utopia, kind of
like almost 50s or 60s kind of town.
Exactly.
And it was interesting. And then it told me enough to understand what had been going on, like that everybody has powers now.
Right.
The hatching of the X-Men, or I guess everybody now, was interesting. Yeah. I know that because I know it's not going to stick around, so I'm just enjoying it for what it is right now.
And I understand that, and that's why I was kind of like trying to give it the benefit of the doubt, because I loved Age of Apocalypse, which was a very similar thing. It was all the titles changed, the whole reality changed, but you knew it was only going to be for like 5 months,
right?
And then it was going to be done. And that's what this is, and that's why I was like, okay, this could be something good. But then this issue just did not sell it for me. Whereas Age of Apocalypse Alpha or whatever it was called was amazing.
I didn't read that one.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
I guess I agree with you about the very heavy-handedly trying to get you to read the other titles.
Yeah.
I didn't like that, especially the one with, is it Glob?
Yeah.
Especially that one.
Where they zoom into his eye and it's like, to see what Glob is thinking about, check out this book. It's like, what? Bishop's was okay. It was like, he disappears, like, find out what happened to Bishop.
Yeah, his was okay, but I don't know who Bishop is. He had to explain it to me. So, and it was weird that Iceman was one of the people that came in and tried to capture him.
Yeah.
So I don't know that whole dynamic, how they have their own police force or something. I don't know, like keeping people from relationships. That was weird.
Yeah, right? That was really weird.
But there must be a reason. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't think any of us know.
That was the weirdest part for me, but there has to be a reason they're doing that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was strange, yeah.
But you told me it's all building up to, is it Cyclops coming back?
Yeah. In Uncanny X-Men, he's actually already back. He came back in issue at the end of, I think it was the end of issue 10 of it, and then he was in the annual. The whole annual was a story about him. So he's there.
Yeah.
Him and Wolverine are still out there, and they know like what reality is supposed to be. Or whatever, so
I guess it's interesting to me that the way it ended, I guess it's a spoiler. They're flipping it around to where it doesn't matter what society is like, you're still gonna have somebody trying to control you in the same way.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, and it's like, because the interesting thing about it though is Nate, X-Man, he was from the Age of Apocalypse. He came from the Age of Apocalypse, and he was in that war-torn world where Apocalypse was a dictator and had controlled the entire world and like killed all the heroes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And for him to come and try to do the right thing, he became what he despised. He became basically Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So in a different way. So
he's the reason everything's the way it is.
Yeah, because he's like an Omega level psychic.
Gotcha. So he's the reason they were able to erase Jean's memory.
He erased it. Yeah.
Okay.
He rewrote reality basically. Okay. And he made everybody.
Well, I mean, just like took away her last night.
Yeah, he's controlling this entire thing.
Okay.
So it's really.
I didn't know who he was, so.
Okay, he is. You know who Cable is?
Yeah.
He's a version of Cable.
Oh, okay.
He's Jean Grey and Cyclops' son.
Yeah.
From a different reality.
So there's a good possibility if I were more familiar with the the history that I wouldn't have liked it as well.
Sure.
It was more enjoyable to me to read than Wonder Woman was. So.
Okay. Yeah, well, okay. Interesting. My number 2 was Miss Marvel number 37, which we kind of already talked about. I give it a 3.5. I thought it was a solid story. It's the next to last story that G. Willow Wilson's going to do, and even though it was a kind of one and done, I felt it showed off like all her supporting cast, and which you weren't familiar with. Yeah, for me, it's something that I've been following for a long time. So seeing all her supporting cast highlighted in different ways, and just in this nice local, not tragedy, but just this thing that happens that they have to kind of fix was emergency was kind of cool and touching with the Sheik, and that they had to rush to the hospital because he had a heart attack or whatever.
I did enjoy it. It was just a real quick read, and I don't know. I do like the small town feeling of that one, kind of like it was in Naomi.
Yeah. I guess with it being the next to last issue, it was nice to focus on all of those. And then, of course, she's going to wrap it up next issue. So.
Yeah.
All right, so time for our number 1s, which I guess we picked the same one. What did you rate it before we talk about it?
A 4.
I gave it a 4 as well. Wow. West Coast Avengers number 7. There was only those 2 books we had flipped, so that's funny.
The closest we've been, I think.
Yeah, so West Coast Avengers, what did you think, because you've never read the book?
I thought for not having read the book, I understood what was going on very well.
I told you would.
Yeah.
I've been trying to get her to read this book since issue 1.
I am only familiar with Hawkeye and
Quentin. And Kate. I know Kate a little bit.
I know Kate a little bit, and I knew America a little bit.
Okay.
And I know of Gwenpool, and I like that she's like Deadpool, and she was breaking the is it third wall? Fourth wall. Fourth wall. Yeah, fourth wall.
Like I don't know why I can't pull up the panel border.
Something like that. So that was interesting. I like that they gave Quentin somebody.
Yeah.
And it's funny that it's her to me.
It is.
Because he's such a doom and gloom kind of character. I don't know.
When you read because she wants to go back and read the previous issues now. When you read the previous issues, there's a scene where she'd start the first time she brings up breaking the panel borders and all this stuff, and they zoom in on his face, and he's like, what is wrong with this chick? Yeah. Because her book was in like a different reality, and she's now in the main Marvel universe, and she can't do all that stuff, so she doesn't understand why. So they haven't explained it yet.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm glad you enjoyed it, because I've been loving this book, and I knew you would. I know the kind of books that you like, so I thought this issue was fantastic.
I liked the shark.
The shark,
Puppy.
Cute little land shark puppy that Gwen had to keep. Just the whole team dynamic. It doesn't seem like it would work, because they're so like, all these personalities are like they're larger than life personalities, all of them.
Yeah.
And you'd think there's like this ego struggle or something, but they have the right kind of crazy that they all just fit together in a weird way.
I guess I don't know who the brother and sister are. Those are the only ones I didn't know.
The Fuse, which is the brother, he's dating Kate right now.
Yeah.
And his sister is dating America.
Right.
So he's a new character. Okay. Newish character.
So there's a reason I don't know him.
Yeah. So no, I think it's a fantastic series. I know
the art was really good.
Yeah.
Too.
Our friend Jay disagrees with us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's not crazy about this book. But I really love Kelly Thompson's writing. And I mean, you read Rogue and Gambit.
parts of it.
Yeah, she wrote that.
Yeah.
And she wrote the Hawkeye series, and now she's writing this. So
I like it. Yeah. It was funny.
Cool. So I'm glad we agreed on both our worst and our best. That's kind of awesome.
It is.
Yeah. All right, so
I lose the week because I picked the worst book of the week.
Yeah, you totally picked them, and I picked the best. That's right. And we picked together our number 4, so we both kind of in the middle there. Maybe it balances out. I don't know. Yeah. Those are our thoughts on these books. Let us know in the comments below what you thought of these issues, and if you agree more with me or her or neither one of us, whatever. We just love to hear your comments. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe and notification bell so you get updates on all kinds of new content going up to the channel. Follow at Brant Fowler on Facebook and Twitter, and at Last Number Press on Instagram. And thanks for watching. We'll see you in another video soon. Bye.
Good job.
Thank you. Start off with a bang. All right, so the books that we're talking about this time were Miss Marvel number 37, Wonder Woman number 63, Betty and Veronica number 2. Jeez.
West Coast Avengers.
West Coast Avengers number 7.
Oh yeah, I didn't write down
the number. All right, I'm gonna do that part over again.